So what is the agenda of this course? What are we going to talk about? So, of course, we will start with the obligatory welcome session, which is actually the lecture that we are in right now. Next, we will talk about API basics. Now, note, it's not web API basics, but API basics. We will understand what exactly an API is and where should we use it. After that, we'll dive into Web API. We will explain what a Web API is, and we will explore some kinds of Web API. And then we'll start talking about REST. We will explain what REST is and what are the basic components of REST. Then we will have some introduction to our mocking tools. First is the Bceptor, and after it, Postman. After that, we will dive into the REST specifications. We will understand what an HTTP verb is and how to use the correct HTTP verbs. We will talk about the URL structure, which I must say, this is probably the most important lecture in all this course. After that, we will discuss response codes. What are they and which codes should be used? We'll talk about documentation, how to make sure our API is well documented and easy to use for our clients. We'll talk about versioning, how to version our API, where to put the version. After that, we will have a glimpse on authentication and authorization. It's more of a high-level overview. And then we will discuss some techniques to improve the performance of our API. Later on, we will discuss monitoring, why it's important, and we will also see some very nice demo of implementing a monitoring on our API. In the next lecture, we will discuss some advanced topics related to REST API, some techniques that you might never use, but you should always know that they exist, and then we will conclude. Great, so this is the agenda. As you can see, it's a very comprehensive one, and I'm sure at the end of this course, you will know really everything there is to know about REST API. And now, let's discuss API basics.